Welcome back to Cooking with Celebrate. Fall is here and we are bringing you the flavor of the season. For our November recipe, I am going to show you how to make these warm, delicious, and easy high-protein pumpkin muffin tops. Come join me. The ingredients are 1 15-ounce can pure pumpkin puree, 2 scoops unflavored Rebuild protein powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 2 tablespoons maple syrup, 1/4 cup plus 1 teaspoon coconut flour, 2 eggs. Okay, so now we're gonna start mixing our ingredients together. I always like to start with the eggs because it's easier to get the shell out if you accidentally crack one in there. So we start with our eggs, just our 2 regular sized eggs. So once we get our 2 eggs, we add our wet ingredients and then our dry. So next we can add our vanilla, do our maple syrup, and then we will add our pumpkin. So I like to stir this together just to get the eggs broken and kind of mixed together before we add our dry ingredients. So then we'll add our baking soda and spices, mix that together. And then we'll alternate between doing our Rebuild and our coconut flour. So your batter is going to be a little thicker. Anytime you add protein powder to a recipe, it can make that recipe, the batter, thicker. So you want to make sure that you're compensating for liquids to that. So this is going to be a little bit more of a thicker batter, but since we're making muffin tops, that's perfect. That's the consistency that you want. So you will actually get a donut hole baking pan. You will spray, if it's a non-stick, make sure you spray it with oil. And then I use just like a tablespoon measuring because it's easy because of that same circular shape. And just 1 tablespoon you're gonna plop into each of the donut hole spots. So you're not going to fill the entire donut hole because it will rise just a little bit. It will expand during cooking. So like about 3/4 of the way full. This is the part where the dogs come in the kitchen and start nubbing you in the back of the leg. So after you have all of your holes filled on your tray, they're about 3/4 of the way filled, you're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. So once you take your muffin tops out of the oven and you let them cool, they will look like such. Really cute, just like a muffin top. You're gonna take a teaspoon of coconut flour on this side, and all we're going to do is just dust some of that coconut flour right on top of the muffin tops just to give them a little bit of dressing. So just a little bit. So they will look like that. Now, if you feel that it's clumped up in some spots, a little trick that I do is with the back of your spoon, you can just tap the top and some of that dust will settle into some of the crevices on top of the muffin top or they'll fall off. So it kind of will just make it look a little less, clumpy is not the right word, but a little less gathered and more evenly distributed across the top. And just like that, you made a very simple and easy high protein pumpkin muffin top recipe. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time with our next episode of Cooking with Celebrate.